Han watched as the walls of the tunnel flew by as they headed towards their destination. It was pretty impressive to see how they designed the transportation system. Each of the tubes went underneath the buildings, so guests didn't need to traverse outside on the chance that it was raining. When you reach the station, there are snack shops for people to purchase something quick to eat while they wait for the next shuttle to arrive. Inside the shuttle mirrored the clean environment of the station. There were two types of seats, one being the ones seen on trains and airplanes where the passengers sit next to others as they face the front and rear, while the other types were the ones seen on buses where there are no armrests. Regardless of which type you sat on, there was plenty of room not to give the impression of being squeezed in. The studio was likely able to do this due to the number of shuttles going through the tunnels. Having an increased number of shuttles allowed for the guests not to feel rushed to reach a station and casually arrive. Can you believe they were able to make something like this? It doesn't even feel like we're moving, Ivy commented as she stared out the window, sitting in the seat facing him. How are they able to make all this stuff? Ruby asked, apparent wonder in her voice. Turning his head to the ceiling on the center aisle, Han was able to see a map of where they were in relation to their destination. There was a clock counting down on when they were arriving, which was in moments. Just as the clock reached 0, the view in the window opened up to the station under the sci-fi building. "We're here, Han." His mother sounded excited, thinking about being able to see aspects of her favorite show. Sitting next to her, Jennifer looked excited too. Getting up from their seats, Han and everyone else made their way to the exit and stepped into the station. Just like the station they left, it gave off an orderly feeling. There were a couple of guests waiting to board the shuttle, who nodded to them in greeting. They were dressed in a variety of outfits, looking eager to head to their next destination. "They look so cute," Jennifer commented, after seeing the costumes several of the girls in the group were wearing. "That one girl looked like she was dressed to look like Captain Veronica," his mother said. "I wonder if the guy next to her that was dressed up as a space pirate Clovis was her boyfriend." The two characters started off as enemies, but later they began to understand one another and started a steamy relationship. She nudged him and asked, "Maybe next time we could dress up as the two characters. My baby boy could be the dashing space pirate Clovis, and mommy will be the beautiful Captain Veronica?" He sighed at his mom's suggestion, not wanting to encourage her behavior. Looking over at Ruby and Ivy, he saw them giggling at the scene, enjoying the expression on his face. "Traitors," he hissed at them, causing them to laugh loudly. As they went through the station and reached the elevators, Han pressed the button to summon it. He watched as a group of people waited to order some food before heading to their next location. "You guys really have a hand in nearly every industry," Han remarked after seeing many of the food items having the Star and Moon logo. "Yes, in addition to our fast food chain locations, we have increased our presence in the food industry," Scarlett answered. "It's surprising that the government hasn't stepped in due to antitrust laws, breaking up your company into smaller ones," Han said, turning to look at Scarlett and Raven. Scarlett gave a mysterious smile, saying, "We are fortunate to have people who see the benefits of our company. We also don't rely on various tax benefits given to most companies our size," Raven explained. "By paying the full amount when we file taxes, government entities are incentivized to allow us to continue." "I saw in the news how other businesses were making fun of Star and Moon International for that," his mom mentioned. "Our teacher says the same thing. We had an entire class devoted to talking about why Star and Moon International was ridiculous for paying the full tax liability amount. Our teacher also bragged how he went to a prestigious school for economics," Jennifer mentioned. Both Scarlet and Raven nodded their heads, understanding how confusing it was to do such business practices. But their strange business practices and quality of products was probably what propelled their company to becoming one of the largest in the world. As the elevator doors slowly opened, it looked like everyone was still thinking about the concepts they were talked about. There wasn't much talk as they entered the elevator. Scarlet pressed the button for them and the doors slowly closed. Listening about Star Moon International, I kinda feel like it would be interesting to study business or economics, Ivy said, breaking the silence inside a closed space. Thinking about how different events coming together can affect a single company is pretty interesting, Ruby agreed. Hearing the two cheerleaders talk about their future made Han smile, considering how people still thought that cheerleaders were mindless girls that just hooked up with football players. The two of them did enjoy thinking of themselves as potential love interests, but Han had known that there were more to them than just their appearance. Sounds like you girls have a good idea of your futures, his mother said. Having women interested in business and industries outside of what women are typically seen interested in is something our CEO wants to foster in this current climate, Scarlett told the two girls. Star Moon International has a women's university that was built to encourage women to follow their ambitions. It'll be good to mention you too with those who make the acceptance decisions. I think both of you would make a good fit, Raven explained after seeing the confused expressions. Turning towards Jennifer and his mother, she said, I also think that you guys would make a great addition. Even though you may be a mother, at some point both of your children will move on and leave the house. Having opportunities may be a great thing, Scarlett said to his mother, seeing that his mother was about to decline such an offer. Han looked at his mother and saw her eyes flicker towards him and Jennifer. I think it'd be a wonderful thing, Mom. Just staying at home isn't what you should be doing, and learning about your interests would be a great thing. He tried to encourage her. I'll have to think about it, his mother said, smiling and hugging him with one arm. They soon found themselves in some kind of space station. There were screens all over the place, and the hallway had various controls with flashing lights on the walls. On the floor, a glass sheet covered it with some type of screen beneath it that showed an image of space. In the screens were several different kinds of spacecrafts passing by, some of them bringing in parts or pulling cargo containers. It gave an impression that they were inside some kind of trade station in space. Welcome to the sci-fi building, Scarlett said, helping to bring them out of their trance after seeing such a sight. Walking through the hallway were numerous fans who were checking out various booths or going into rooms. Nearly everyone was dressed up in some type of science fiction outfit, further reinforcing the image of the hallway floating in space. You are now entering the Altina Station's promenade, where there are plenty of services and goods you can only dream about, a female's voice said to them as they walked towards the hallway. This is the outer ring of the promenade, where people will sometimes set up small shops for those trying to walk quickly towards another part of the promenade. Due to the nature of the area, there is sometimes a large crowd of guests looking at various displays, so getting to another section can take some time, Raven explained as they continued down what seemed like a primary path. Passing by booths, people dressed up in elaborate costumes called out to them, trying to attract Han and his friends' attention. When they reached the end of the path, it opened up into a massive area. The number of people walking past them was material, some of them looking like they were in groups while others looked like they were by themselves. What is that? Jennifer called out, causing everyone to try and look to what she was talking about. On their right side was a large window where they saw something looking like a planet hovering in the air. "It feels like we're actually in space," his mom whispered, captivated by the sight. As you can see, Star and Moon Studio has placed a significant amount of resources to give guests the impression that they are traveling through space in a legitimate space station, Scarlett announced to them. Han enjoyed the sight of the planet, which seemed to give the impression that they were revolving around it. Seeing such a thing definitely explained why there were so many people eager to come to this place. Looking towards the center, there was a large column that appeared to be a small skyscraper. "Many of our attractions and products are placed on display inside of that place," Raven said to him. Merging into the crowd of people, Han's group matched the flow of the fellow guests. Once they were going at the same place, everyone was able to enjoy the sights. "Even though there are so many people, it feels like we are going at the speed we were going," Ivy commented. Scarlett chuckled at Ivy's observation. Things appear to be chaotic to those who are outside of the sphere of influence, but once you are inside of it, the chaos suddenly changes to order. Seeing that Ivy didn't understand it, she continued, "Sometimes, you are better able to see the pattern once you're inside, like the difference between watching a natural disaster and being the force itself. When you can understand the force, which is what is driving the event, you'll understand the pattern." If you still don't understand what Scarlett is saying, it may be a good idea to just sit on it. Sometimes, things that are profound can only be understood once you stop trying to understand it, Raven suggested to Ivy.